You saw the title of that video. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a good day. I've been on a nostalgia kick lately when it comes to a lot of things in my life, whether it's just thinking about how life was back when I was a kid, the games that were big back then when I was younger, the fragrances that I couldn't afford, that we as a family could not afford until later on in life, that I always would smell on other people. There was a couple I would smell on my dad that remind me. Now, when I smell them, it reminds me of those times as a kid. So, in this video, we're going to talk about some fragrances that are probably the reason why a lot of Gen Z is here. Now, for those of you who do not know, Gen Z's generation years range from 1997 to 2012. So, depending on who you ask from this generation, this list can vary incredibly. It can be completely different. For me, I was born in 2000. I turned 26 last month. So I'm on the earlier end of Gen Z, 3 years into it. So yes, it is a little bit different for me. But starting off this list, we got to talk about the king of the 90s. It's the original Acqua di Gio, the Eau de Toilette. Listen, this was the best-selling fragrance in the world for men for a long, long time. I think Dior Sauvage just passed it now. But this thing was killing it for years and years, decades even. So it might be responsible for the creation of Gen Alpha too. But yes, every time I smell this, I think of not the 90s, but the 2000s. Because, I wasn't alive during the 90s. I was conceived during it, but not born in the 90s. I was born in 2000. But it does remind me of that time period. It was not something my dad really wore. I would smell it on other people, and I would see it. I had a teacher who used to wear it, and he would let me sneak some sprays. I ain't gonna put his name out there, but did do it. It just still smells so good after all these years. I think as of 2026, yeah, it's been out for 30 years, 3 decades, and I still love this stuff. I got a backup bottle of it. Why would I even need one? It's not going out of style or getting discontinued anytime soon. But I just love the scent D&E that much. Talking about it like this is going to make me wear it tomorrow. But yeah, to keep it short and sweet, it's that just aquatic, fresh and clean nature. It's just blended perfectly and still works after all these years. The original Acqua di Gio from Armani. Now with these next 2 fragrances, you're going to be like, Isaiah, those are from the 80s. How could they be responsible for the creation of Gen Z? Simple answer, they were popular for that long, and still were, by the time Gen Z's parents became of age and whatnot. So, with that in mind, we got the original Cool Water, the Eau de Toilette. This just never goes out of style. It smells so good. It was released in 1988, and yet when most people smell it, they think of the 90s. Even hearing the name just brought back memories for a lot of people that are watching this, if they're watching this. It obviously smells like green Irish tweed. It's made by the same perfumer. And it's just that fresh, clean, and aquatic green scent. It still works. You never really get tired of this. My dad has a vintage bottle of it. If I can find a picture of it in my phone, I'll show you guys. He's the old school font. I have one of the newer bottles because I bought it when I realized I didn't have it in my collection at all. And I was like, what? I love this stuff. Why is this not here? Yeah, released in 1988, but it was popular in the 90s. It was one of the most popular fragrances of the 90s. So, some of y'all might be here because your dad was so fresh and so clean, It's not the song it would remind you of. If you've ever heard of the song Lottie Dottie by Snoop Dogg, I won't go into all the lyrics because obviously, my boy was raunchy. He had the Johnson Baby powder and Cool Water cologne. And that probably brought back some memories for some people, but still a banger. There's nothing much to say. There's nothing I can say about this that hasn't already been said. It's just so good after all this time. Davidoff's Cool Water Eau de Toilette. Here we are with the next one. This one was a powerhouse in the 80s, so I was told. I don't know how the reformulation might have affected it, if it has been. Still smells the same to me as when I smelled it when I was a kid. But we have Guy Laroche's Drakkar Noir. I will never disrespect this fragrance, no matter how many I get, or how many I've owned, or... It's still good. My dad used to have a bottle of this. He doesn't anymore, not that I know of. It had a different shape than this. I can't think of how it looks off the top of my head. I don't want to say it was like a cylinder or anything like that, but he had a different one. A different bottle style at the time. And I used to steal it and try to just sniff it real quick or spray it on my arm or something. I don't know why I wanted to smell like that at like 9 years old. This is very grown man smelling. And I haven't worn it personally in a long time. I wore Drakkar Intense a couple years ago, but I haven't worn this one in... I can't even tell you the last time, but... The atomizer's okay. Move those bottles out of the way. Now, I don't want to make anyone think that this is a bad fragrance when I say this, but I also think of my grandpa when I smell this. And yeah, I would still wear it. I like it. It's just such a classic fragrance. It's just... It's so good that Drake got it tatted on them. I ain't never seen anybody tat a fragrance on them, you know. I don't think anyone should do that. I mean, I'm not going to sit around and get Aqua di Gio tatted on me or something like that, but I haven't seen too many fragrances that make people do that. It's just a typical 80s fragrance, it really is, but it's... I'm not saying that in a bad way, guys. Get your nose on it, it's so cheap now. Smell this and it brings me back to those times before responsibility and bills. Nothing much more to say, it's just such a good scent. It's Drakkar Noir from Guy Laroche. Now this next one was really big in the 2000s. I do not have the original bottle style. I will also put a picture of that somewhere. But just to keep it short and sweet with this one. It's Ralph Lauren's Polo Blue. Yeah, and this stuff, it definitely smells like it's from the 2000s. I won't lie about that. And it's still good. But it absolutely is a moment in time fragrance. It was released in 2003. So, you know, I was 3 years old at that time. But I would remember smelling it on this guy who would be at this daycare that me and my brother would be at and hang out at all the time while our parents were working and whatnot. They would take us places like the movies and whatnot. And I remember the guy smelling like this and Polo Black. That was another one. But that was later on down the line. We got that. It's just such a great, fresh and clean scent that doesn't last long. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna disrespect the Polo Blue line. I love Polo Blue. I have pretty much, not all of them, not the discontinued ones anyway. I think I only have like one discontinued one. That would be Ultra Blue. I don't think Deep Blue Parfums discontinued, but that one's a good one too. But I digress. I'm talking about this one. It's good. But it absolutely reminds me of the 2000s, and it's probably why some of the people who might end up watching this are here on planet Earth right now, because their dad smelled like it and their mom liked it, and then, you know, you can use your imagination from there. It still is a good fragrance even after all these years, but, you know, it will remind you of the 2000s if you're alive for any of that. But I like it so much. I wear Polo Blue Parfum tomorrow. I don't care if people say it's simple or generic. It's mass appealing. It's great. If you don't like Polo Blue, you just hate showers or something. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's just a classic. It's the original Polo Blue. Now for this next one. This one's been a staple for a lot of people for a long, long time. I knew the smell, but I did not know the name of it. I can't even talk. Hold on. I was very familiar with the smell of it. However, I had never seen it sprayed on anyone or seen the bottle until I was like 13. I think it was. My cousin had it, and I saw it and I smelled it. And I'm like, yo, I remember this. I've smelled this on people before. So I smelled it at some point in the 2000s, and here we are. It's Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Male. Now, I can't speak to the performance that it had back then. Everyone says it was better and that it's a shadow of its former self. I don't know, but I can speak to my personal experience of wearing this. It hasn't let me down any time I've worn it. I don't know, man. I mean, if you're only doing 1 spray, 2 spray, 3 spray, of course no one's gonna smell you. You're just not putting in enough effort. Like, what are you doing? You know, I'm an oversprayer, so do with that what you will. You might hate me. You might be on the same page as me. There's no wrong answer to this fragrance game, guys. Just however you want to wear it. I overspray just about everything except for the really strong stuff. But with this one, I've never had performance issues with it. It's fresh and minty, and it does, to a lot of people, remind them of the 90s. Came out in 1995. Francis Kurkdjian was the one who made it. And it was his first big release, I think. So this is very important to him, and it's very important to a lot of people. I still think it is a great fragrance. I unironically wear this one. It doesn't really have that big of a dent. It's like right here, or somewhere like right there. You can't really tell. But I do wear it, and I am going to wear it here pretty soon. You would think it'd be too much for the hot weather, but it's not. It's just such a pleasant scent. A lot of people still use it on their date nights and whatnot. I don't know if I would. I mean, it can work for that. I think it would be great. I think you can wear it really any time. That just doesn't feel like it has to be limited to stuff like that. You could wear it to the office. You're just hanging out with friends, whatever you want to do, right? I think it works perfectly for that. It's that vanilla lavender fresh combo. It's some good stuff, honestly. I can see why it's been flankered to death, even after all these years. And your dad probably wore it. It's Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Male. Now for this next one. It was kind of big in the 90s. There were some rappers that wore it, if I'm not mistaken. And then it kind of fell off for a bit, and then people rediscovered it again. I would smell this in Acqua di Gio a lot whenever I would smell a fragrance on a lot of people. I didn't know that I was at the time until much later in life when I smelled this. I was like, oh, I smell this all the time. Do with that what you will. But Issey Miyake's L'Odyssée Pour Homme, the original one from 1994. My bottle's beat up. I don't know if this camera will show you any, but got some scratch marks on it, and pen marks on it from when I've put it in my backpack a bunch. Dent's not too big, but I've worn it a little bit. Might wear that one today. I gotta spray that one in the air, man. It's just... that was weird. Atomizer's pretty good. It has that yuzu note, which a lot of people really, really love. It's this sour, dry, yet zingy kind of fruit. It's like a citrus fruit. I want to say it comes from like Asia, like over in that side of the world. And it does smell so good. And this lasts deceptively long for an eau de toilette fragrance, like 10 hours at least. And that's if you even spray like just a decent amount. I've oversprayed this and I've still smelled like it leaving my 12-hour shift. You can believe me or not on that one, but I've got people who can attest to that in my circle of people at work. So, yeah, this is some good stuff. It never gets old. It never gets old. You know, it may have taken them almost, 30 years to make an eau de parfum flanker. This one's pretty good too. But still, just a classic. I don't even know if I like that one more than this one. I think they're both pretty good. I think they both work for this time of year, or, any time of year as a signature scent. For a lot of people, this is their signature scent, and it was being gatekept for a while when it wasn't talked about much, but I'd be happy to put some people onto this. It's cheap. You can find it really cheap at discounters. It's so good. If you haven't smelled this, you're lying. You have. It's just that good, man. That's Issey Miyake's L'Odyssée Pour Homme. And now this one is honestly a banger as well. It was made by Alberto Marias, just like Acqua di Gio was. And nowadays it doesn't really get the respect it deserves, but it was big. A lot of people wore it. It's just fresh and spicy, yet got this apple combo with the lavender. To some people it might smell like detergent. I don't think that does it justice. It can remind you of it a little bit, but it doesn't just smell like laundry detergent to me, guys. It's the original Tommy for Men by Tommy Hilfiger. Now, I think the atomizer on this one's kind of messed up. Let me see. Yeah. Right now, it's like a water gun that you bought from the Dollar Tree. Right now, it's not a good representation of what this is. I gotta fix that atomizer at some point. I mean, I don't want to trash this, but I do have a 200 milliliter bottle of this. If that tells you anything about what I think about this fragrance. It is a really good fragrance to me. People love it. I have people that still ask me when I wear this fragrance what I'm wearing. It's the original Tommy. It just still works after all this time. I think it was released around the same time frame as Acqua di Gio and Le Male and fragrances like that. It's just so good. I don't really have too much to say about it other than it's good. I mean, you can wear it literally any time of year. It could be your signature scent. It's so easy to like. You won't offend anyone at the office when you wear this one. You'll just smell like a fresh and clean and put together man. And you can find it really, really cheap at discounters. Like, it's a steal that you can find it. I think you can find this for $25 in some places. It's worth it. Trust me on that, it's worth it still after all this time. For me, I didn't really smell it all that much. I did smell it on a couple people growing up, but not as much as the other ones. But I still smell it, and it does remind me of growing up in the 2000s. Because, you know, it was popular in both the 90s and the 2000s, so. You know. Your dad probably wore it. Alright, we're finishing out this video with a fragrance that actually a friend in high school told me about that his dad wore all the time. I never got to actually smell it for myself until later on in my life. And it's one of those fragrances that is from a popular designer brand, but if I wore it and I went out in public, chances are I'd be the only dude wearing it. This is, of course, Terre de Hermes, the original one. The Eau de Toilette, released in 2006. Now, I didn't really smell it. I'm just featuring it because my friend told me about it. And I know there's some people out there that might have a dad in an office job who was wearing something like this, and it might remind them of that. So this is more for the people feature, not for me. But this is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. I say that, but you know, pretty decent dent, but I usually gravitate towards the flankers more nowadays, like the newer Terre de Hermes or the Parfum Intense. That one's really good. I say I gravitate towards it. Look at that dent. Why am I lying? And for Terre de Hermes Eau Givrée, I actually haven't worn this one in quite a bit. I think at least a year. It's really good. I don't know why I haven't worn it in that long, to be honest. This collection just gets bigger and bigger every month. But yeah, it's that dirty orange freshness mixed with the flint and the woody vetiver. It is so, so good. It just has some character to it, some oomph. If you're like a CEO or someone in charge, you gotta be wearing something like this. It is so good. Nothing else to say, honestly. If your dad worked in corporate or offices of the sort, he was probably wearing this. Thank you guys for sticking around while I yap about all these fragrances. Make sure you like and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next review or list, whichever I decide to do.